Sideways. It is sideways. Well, that shouldn't surprise us. The day is an inside bar day, as we keep saying over and over. It's inside the previous day. So, yesterday was actually a doji. The activity of just going nowhere and chopping around is still in this market. We would love for it to spring up, which we are in a long. Had a short that didn't work out. It got into a long, and we're still holding it. And took a second trade based on Fibonacci levels in a different account. And took a second trade that worked out, but we got out of it quickly. We didn't want to stay in it very long. And now we're still holding this trade, right? That we're hoping goes up to our targets. So up here in these double lines are the levels where the first target would be to get out of this trade. And our stop loss is underneath a very sharp, strong move up here on the 5-minute chart down here at the bottom of this pivot level. Target is the two lines at the top for 1-to-1. And we're just waiting patiently to see what happens. See what happens. Set up. Yeah, there's nothing going on here. I just sideways. So when it goes sideways, I just study what I did wrong. And these are simulator accounts and Apex accounts that I hope to get a payout one day using. And I'm close on one of them. But just to let be clear. But let's take a look at the loss that I had this morning. First of all, I ignored the fact that it was inside bar day. Day chart, inside bar days are very hard to trade because they go nowhere and they chop around. Yesterday was pretty much a doji, and it went all the way up over these pivot levels, came all the way back down. We could see this chopping and violating pivot levels. And so I knew not to take the short, but I did anyway because I wanted to practice, something. And so I jumped in this short right here, and everything was bullish. I'm sorry, bearish and perfect. It was going down. All the time charts agreed. All of the time charts agreed. This was bearish. I mean, the hour was flip rolling. 15. Where's the 15? What was the 15 looking like when I took this trade? Right there, nice and down. News came out, sharp candle down. I jumped in it on the momentum. And I already made the analysis that it was an inside bar day, and to be careful, I should have waited for this pivot to break. It never broke that pivot. Okay, so I was distracted by the fact that I had a new strategy, a new idea, and I wanted to practice it. And of course, when you're on the simulators, you don't care as much in the back of your mind. So that's an issue, and that's a weakness when trading. You don't really trade with the real money concept. But I did want to practice this trade, so I ignored lots of important things that I would never trade my Apex accounts or real money accounts doing. I would never take this trade down here at the bottom where it's coming up to this very this is support level. I would never do that. So we need to talk about why we're taking the trades, what accounts we're using, and just those things are very important. So this one didn't work, and I didn't care. I wanted to practice my system, and that's all I cared about. So what happened was things changed, and it stopped me out on the high pivot level here. It stopped me out right over here. It stopped me out. And then it went up so strong on the 5-minute chart right here that I got long right there at the top again. And when you get a psychological stronghold, it's hard to shake it, and you have to wait for the day to process. And usually the next morning when you wake up, you review everything that went wrong. You're like, okay, let's not do that again. Once a decision is made in the wrong mindset, it's very hard to change it when you're in the middle of the trading day. So I'm still in this mode of practicing this thing and not really caring so much, understanding it's just a simulator. So that's all bad stuff. So I want to point that out in the videos and understand my own psychology. And this is so important to really dissect and examine every detail of the trading decision and what you're really doing here, and understand exactly what the heck you're doing. Because when it comes to getting a payout and paying my bills with this, I don't want to play games. I want to really be serious about my trading. So I understand that that's my mindset right now, today. It's an inside bar day. I really don't want to trade anyway. So that's where we're at today. So I took this trade here, knowing that I'm making almost the same mistake that I made earlier. And it starts to go down right here. It goes down on me. And what happens is I use the Fibonacci tool and I open up a different account and I catch the bounce right here off the 50%. I caught this on a different account and we profited on the way up. And so I'm mitigating my losses on a different account. It could have hit 2-to-1, and I only got out on a very quick bounce, almost $100 or whatever it was. And I liked that I did that. And it did it several times. It did a Fibonacci pullback here, which would have been the same kind of quick profit. And I could have made back as much on those trades as I might lose on this trade if it continues to drop down where it's at right now. Yeah, it's going down. So, and I'm not surprised that it's going down. And the reason why I took these quick pops is because it is an inside bar day and I am taking risk, and I'm just trying to mitigate any losses by having some profits in a different account. And so that's why we took those trades. This red line is my stop loss. It's coming down to the close. This line is the previous day's close. So it's almost, let's take a look at the day chart. Back to, what, a doji? Yeah, there it is. There's your reason why you got to be careful with inside bar days. Right there is your reason. And I already knew this. And I didn't care because, again, I'm just practicing with a new idea. So let's see what happens here on this trade. That's a quick catch up to what happened this morning, where I'm at this point. What if I lose this trade here? I will definitely have to sit on my hands, because if this gigantic strong move on the 5-minute chart gets taken out, that the reason why I got in this move long is everything reversed on this strong move. I said, surely this won't get taken out. It's an inside bar day. Yes, anything can happen. So if that happens, that'll be 2 losses where I sold at the bottom, bought at the top, inside bar day. I'm not in sync with the market. Stop trading. And I will stop trading and stop live streaming at that point, because there's no sense on increasing the loss. I don't care if they're simulators. At some point, the simulators mean something to me, because psychologically, even though it's a simulator, you can develop bad habits on a simulator. And it's best to trade a simulator as if it's real money. The psychology of trading is unbelievably important. So if I just go into video game mode here, I'm making emotions attached to bad trades, psychology attached to bad trades, bad habits, bad practices, and everything will be carried over to the real trading money mindset. And I can't have that. So let's hope that this works. But even if it does work, they were bad trades to begin with. So I have to also understand that and make sure I understand I shouldn't have been in these trades today. Because of the day chart and what's going on there. Now, other people trade differently. Everybody trades differently. You could say, man, you're crazy. You don't have to use the day chart. Let's just use the 5-minute. Let's just follow the flow of these things. And I agree. with people who, however they want to trade. There's so many great opportunities to short right here. Trend line breaks, and there's all kinds of just Fibonacci. Like I said, I took a Fibonacci trade right there. I missed one right there. So yeah, I get it. I get it. But and I have traded that way, and I do like to trade that way, and I will trade that way if the day chart is going better than an inside bar day. I have, and I do, and I have. But today I was trying something different, and my mindset is on holding today. I want to get in a trade, and I want to hold it. I see that's what I'm being drawn to, is finding a decent setup and getting in that thing and just let the trade play out. 2-to-1, don't move your stop, don't move your target, and maybe not even look at the trade. Go do something and let it play out. I'm being drawn into that kind of trading, because sitting here and staring at the computer all day long, it's cool, I guess. It's, if you only trade 90 minutes, it's not that big a deal. If you trade from 9:30 to 11 Eastern time, a couple of hours, but I'm at the computer trading 23 hours, you might as well say. As soon as the market opens at 6, I'm studying it. I'm watching price action. I'm looking for setups. I'm looking at how does this thing move? Where's the reaction going to be? And then I go to bed at 10. That's 4 hours in the evening. And I wake up and I get started at 6:30, 7:30, 8:30 after I pray, get my mind set, and then that's all day. I even, I might go for a run and do some yard work at lunchtime if I go to the gym or something. But I'm an hour break and come right back until the close, and sometimes right at 5 o'clock Eastern time when it closes. So I'm on this thing nonstop until I figure out what system I'm going to be using 100%. I'm pretty much there. I'm pretty close. I've got my mind made up on a couple things, and I'm seeing some progress. The Apex accounts are growing hundreds of dollars a little bit at a time. I should get a payout. I should get a payout on them. And I don't want to have to sit at the computer non-stop watching tick by tick every single thing that's going to happen. I don't want to have to do that. And I'm kind of looking forward to this thing stopping me out right here, because then I could just settle in the idea of understanding, you knew not to take this trade, and let that ruminate and simmer and in my mind all day long, so I can concentrate on that in my notes and really understand things that I'm breaking, things that I understand to be true. So yeah, it's probably going to, this is the NASDAQ. That means wherever your stop loss is, that's where it's going. That's just all there is to it. That's how the NASDAQ is. It wants to come down here so bad. This strong move up is exactly what it wants to take out. So I'd be more surprised if it doesn't get there than if it does. I am not surprised. I would be shocked if it doesn't get there, is what I'm trying to say. So this is where it's going, in my opinion. I think there's a 90% chance that it wants to sweep this level, maybe even go lower. Maybe even go lower. And so back to where we're at currently, we were drawing trend lines saying that each trend line, and if it's going to keep going down, it's just going to find the new trend line and grind it, creating a new high right here. If it goes sideways, there's the new higher trend line that it has to be broken before we go long. These trend lines would work for quick scalps. It broke the 50% pullback area, so I don't need that box anymore. There's all kinds of good little trading opportunities in here, though. And I don't want to, yeah, it's going to hit my stop. And so, do I have a stop in there? Yeah, I got a sell stop right there. If it sweeps it, it'll hit it. I don't have it right at it. And sometimes that's saved me, and more than often. But whoever started buying right here, it really just took off, man. So if those buyers are still there for whatever reason this exploded, if they're still there, I should be okay. But if it's the algos that did the buying, they wanted price to go up there for a particular reason, just so they could sell it off again, then real people aren't really buying right there. So let's hope this thing you know, I still want it to win. The only win is the Fibonacci trade I took on the other chart. Right here. The only win, I could have had 2 Fibonacci trades on this thing. The top right. Got that win right there. So I, whatever my loss is, that'll help cover some of the loss on that second trade. But yeah, why not? Let it process. We may get lucky, but yeah, there's no reason why not to use my other system that I like to trade. Is I would be in taking some of these trades. Today was a practice of a new system. So let's talk about that then. Why would I be taking a trade today? Well, first of all, if the 5-minute chart broke out, which is why I took this particular trade. Let's see, 5-minute. Yeah. If the 5-minute chart's breaking out right here, and the 5,000 tick is agreeing, and let's draw that. Let me see where that's at on the 15-minute chart. Sometimes I'll watch that and see what's going on. Yeah, that was breaking out at the time. Yeah, right there. I don't need that anymore. The problem was the moving average it's sideways and choppy. So inside bar day keeps me from taking trades on these days unless I want to do a quick scalp concept where I don't even really look at the 60-minute. I don't pay attention to the day as much. I don't pay attention to the 15 and higher. 5-minute and down. 5-minute and down is where I make my decisions. And then I go to the exponentials and say, do these line up with the 5-minute? And do they line up with the 5,000 tick chart? So right here, we had a breakout on the 2,500 tick chart, and then exponentially lower would be, wow, maybe this thing will go back. Who knows? We don't know. We don't know what it's going to do. We don't know what it's going to do. I'm trying to find what its breakout is here. Okay, yeah, right there. Right here. If I wasn't practicing my new system, I would be taking these trades right here. I'm not going to get into my new system right now, but this is the way we've been talking on the channel. This is how I've been trading, except for today. You see the breakout, you see it's going up, you see it's going up. Red bar ignored, jump in at the top, and your stop is right under whatever red bars there are. I didn't take those trades today. I wasn't trading that system today. Back over to the 5-minute. Right here in this circle is where that took place, and you can clearly see that everything was above on where am I at? The 5,000 tick chart right here, where that circle is, was above the moving averages, and the 5-minute chart, everything was above the moving averages. So there's no reason why I shouldn't have taken that trade based on my 5-minute and exponential time chart system. Who cares what the higher time charts are doing? Who cares what the day charts are doing, the hour chart, the 15-minute? This is a completely different system of trading. I love this system. This is how I normally and mostly trade. Okay. But I'm always, kind of like I guess I'm still in this stage of my trading curve, learning curve, that I want to see if there's anything better out there that I can hold longer and not have to watch and stare at the charts. So I'm trying to develop something else. But I see that I missed some great opportunities. Now, I'm not just pulling this out of my hat. I'm not just saying, oh, yeah, go watch my videos. If you don't believe, this is how I trade. This is exactly how I trade almost every single day. And that's why my accounts are little by little getting better. But I don't want to stay at the computer for 23 hours a day, man. I really just don't. But I don't have to. I can figure it out eventually where I'm getting these trades and I'm done. And I stop trading for the day. That's what I need to start learning how to do, is take the profits and stop. take the profits and stop. And I think I will get to that point eventually, but not there yet. I'm still infatuated with trying to figure out, is there a better system out there? Am I missing something? And so I'm still kind of, I guess you could say, experimenting around, really. But yeah, that stop was in a good spot. I mean, right now, what I could do is, what I'm going to do here now, and I'm just going to trail it up a little bit. If this thing rotates back down here, it's probably going to come back down and whip around there. If this is the bounce, and this is the new high, then I'm just going to stay right here underneath that, I think. If this thing comes back down, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's just let it play out. And, yeah, that's all I can do. That's all I can do. Let it play out. Guys, I bought at the top, man. Bought at the top, right here. Right there. Right there. 250 tick chart. Sorry, just didn't get high enough. Just didn't get high enough. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, yeah, that's where we're at. Set up. If it breaks this pivot level up here, I'm just going to move my stop underneath this pivot level here. Can't really go there yet. So this is going to be boring a little bit here. Go over the top so I can put my... I like this pattern a lot, though. I love how it makes higher lows. It should consolidate and then push. Maybe that is the consolidation. And that's a great bullish cup with handle pattern. I like what I'm seeing on the pintails down here. On top of the moving averages is a great little sign that it's going to keep going up. It's a beautiful pattern, beautiful setup, beautiful formation, beautiful price action. Doesn't mean it's going to work. Does not mean it's going to work. But let's see if it keeps making higher lows. Trendline breaks. I mean, if I just switch my mindset right now, if I could, to trading my exponential system, maybe I could just take some trades on a different account and just let this account play out and try a different account, because there are some good stuff. There is some good stuff going on right here. Excellent price action. 5 minute. Well, the 5 minute fell below the moving averages. Yeah, so I'm not really able to take a long, even though so I really got three systems. One is just using the exponential system, where I'm only going to use these two charts. I don't care what the rest of the world is doing. Okay, and it's a valid system. These charts are exponentially different in size. One's what is it, 2,500, and the other one's 250. So that'll tell me if the larger one's going in a direction, I just want to match the lower one up to it and get in on it. That's it. The exponential system. Then I got a system that incorporates the 5 minute. I at least want the 5 minute to go in the same direction as the exponentials. And right now we don't have that. Although the 5,000 just crossed over the 50 here. If it closes and continues, then we will have that one going. And if the 5 minute closes above these, I will be happy and satisfied and take that. If it closes above, and I have actually just said, oh, it's pushing above, so that's good enough, and that might be valid and has worked for me in the past. I don't like Size of these fonts. And that's kind of... All right. Is that going to change the font? Properties of the fonts. I'll change that font later. That's too big, man. Properties. Axis line. The font is too big. I think that's for the texting. I think that's for the texting. Yeah, it doesn't change anything on the... Oh, it did. Okay, good. Oh. Let's go back to 15. I got to change that text. That's too big of word. It's too big. Let's change that. I know how to do it now. Okay, got it. Font. Maybe it's this one. Okay. Yeah, that's better. That's a little bit better. Well, let's see. I can move this stop up here now. So that's where we're going. We just moved our stop up a little higher. Right here to this pivot level here. So yeah, if it comes and gets me, I'm just going to stop out. Is that wise? Yeah, that's wise. I've already practiced my system. I already know where I went wrong. I already know what to do next time. So there's no reason for me to just... And it's a simulator, but I care. I care about that. I want my mind to be set on good decisions and good practices. I don't want to just be sloppy because it's a simulator. Okay. Change the font on this thing, man. This thing is... Man, those are some big letters. Numbers. Okay. That's a little better. Give you some room on this thing. I really don't need them big at all on this particular chart. Let's go down to 12 and see what happens. Yeah, that'll work. Come on, Bubba, get up there. Yeah, I could move my stop under this one now. I'm gonna move it up a little bit here. It's underneath these over here, not under, it's underneath these here. It's underneath the close of yesterday. It's underneath this pivot here. It's plenty of room in case it wants to come back to the close and just violate this pivot. Maybe it wants to sweep this pivot, but I'm still far enough for that to happen, so that's okay. And see, that's why I like this new trading idea, because I got plenty of room to let price just move around, man. I really like the idea. I hope it works out. I hope I develop it and keep thinking about it as a valid system. So I would have 3 systems that I trade, and I could use 3 different accounts to trade each one of those systems. And I think that's a good thing for me, because I get bored easy. I get bored too easy. Yeah, I might, if it breaks out here, I'm going to put my stop closer. And we're $100 away from break even. I mean, I'm not going to, maybe I should just get out at break even, but I'm committed now. I know I've learned the hard way, just be committed to the trade and learn from it. You have to take the outcome of the trade in order to learn. You never really learn from it if you don't know what it's going to do. unless it's already done enough for me to have learned. I think it's done quite a bit. I think I've learned what I needed to learn today, honestly, so I could get out of this. It's just a simulator. Why not just close it now? Because that's not good practice. And it's going to develop bad patterns and habits. So I don't want to. I want to treat it like it's real. Treat it like it's real. The Apex funded accounts, you can actually get money out of those. You can get money out of those. So, I mean, why not treat it like it's real? It is real in a sense. They're going to send you a paycheck if you don't break their rules. This one I could use a little higher. Exponential. Yeah, this one I want the numbers to be bigger. Let's go back to 20. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, so what's it going to do? Come on, buddy, get up there. I like what it's looking like on the 15-minute chart. I ain't going to lie. I like this. I like what I'm seeing here. Yeah, that looks good. Yes, very choppy, but this is officially showing, and moving averages have crisscrossed, and you got pintails at the bottom, and price is holding stronger and better above these pivot levels here, above where it crashed down. The strong move up is holding. It almost took out that strong move, but bounced strongly in the same area. So, does it mean it's going to work? No, we don't know what it's going to do. However, it is looking good. It is looking good to me. It is, really is. So 5-minute, if I was trading exponentially, now I have my second system where I have the 5-minute, 5,000 agreeing in the bullish side, which means exponentially, once these agree, you can start taking trades. All right, everything's lining up. So, question is, do I want to take any trades? Not really. Not since I'm in the mindset of struggling with the concepts and ideas and being back. I think that it could spell trouble. So, got a bad taste in my mind today. So it's best to know yourself well enough to know if I have an issue psychologically somewhere, emotionally somewhere, frustration somewhere, made some bad decisions earlier, it might be best just to not expose myself to anything else. But I will examine and study what could work, which means I want to draw a trend line on this 5,000 tick chart here. I don't have the 5,000. I need to put the 5,000 over here. Make a new scene here. 5,000 tick. Let's call that 5,000 tick. Okay, and I need to add this to it. Capture the desktop. Come over here. Go like this. Right about there will do just fine. This chart is looking pretty good too. $5,000 tick. That's good enough. I like this chart here. Let's see the trend line breaks here. So yeah, this is a reasonable 500 tick would be exponentially down from that. Let's see here. 5,000. Let's move the 5,000 tick to the 500, make it exponential. We changed them up. Now we're using the 5,000 higher and the 500 lower. That's just such a boring move here. And it's an inside bar day. I don't know anything about news that's coming up. I don't know what's going on, so I haven't paid attention to any of that. Maybe the market's waiting for something. Maybe somebody's speaking. That's one of my weaknesses. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I'm so interested in what's going on with price action and developing an eye for that. But you may get in a good trade and the news comes out and your trade worked, but you got taken out. So that's very important. It's got to be part of the system. Let's do a 10,000 tick chart. And a 1,000 tick smaller time frame here. See what this looks like. I like to switch them up. I like to switch them up to see what they look like here. So yeah, there's the 10,000, and that's very similar to the 5-minute, really. See the 5 minutes, very similar. 10,000 tick on the. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see if there's news. Is there kind of news out there going on? Today's Wednesday. It's almost 11. I don't see anything. CPI was already gone. Check with, see if what this guy's saying. Sometimes I'll listen to Matt Core's show and Top Step.
I'm not giving you that answer to be a dick. I'm giving you that is the legitimate mathematical answer. It is.
If he doesn't cuss every 2 seconds, he's really good, actually. I like him a lot, but man, his mouth. Bless his heart, Lo. Bless his heart. Top Step, what are they doing?
Crude. Very, very, very stable right now. Look at that ladder. Look at that crude ladder. Look at that.
Oh,